down there following the paperwork.
Right here in the arm.
Hold on. Go ahead, finish. Oh no, I was only gonna say cause I've been in that situation before, and they have told my stepmom, they were straight up, they were like, hey, go file. They didn't drive her, they didn't offer to drive her, they didn't offer to, take her to a separate room and talk to her away from him. They didn't take him in, they didn't question him. And it wasn't the first call, I think there was another problem. And I see people who, you'll go out of your way to pull over this dude who you think is selling drugs, you'll put him in your car, you'll arrest him for whatever he has on him, even if it's a little bit, just to feed his family. But if someone is putting their family in danger, it's like, oh yeah, you gotta handle that another time, instead of taking it in your hands in that situation. If someone's family feels friend or in danger, I feel like in that situation you should be taken into your own hands, because they never did anything about it. They came there, they checked it out, they said, here's what you can do, file a restraint, whatever, and then the cop would leave, and I'd see her get beat on. Second that cop left. Even worse, it was because she did call the cop in the first place.
Now listen, I understand. I had the same situation. I had this little girl when I first started the job. When I first started the job, her stepdad used to beat on her mom. Now I responded maybe 3 or 4 times.
It was always the cops with us too.
That's what I'm saying.
No, wait, let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. Now, in my case, I offered her to go or whatever, or I'll sit there while she gets dressed and make sure she gets on the trolley to go down. So she said to me, I think I'll be okay. So, see, what happens is domestics is very, 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 very sketchy. Because guess what? I'm pretty sure everybody in here got a brother or sister. Now, say your brother and sister gets in a fight with their significant other. May it be a girl, guy, whatever. They get in. You go to interviews, especially us guys. That's what we do. We protect our sisters. Our sisters get into it with their boyfriend. We protect them. We gotta protect them. You get into it with them. How many times after you get into it with them is she back with him the next day? See, but listen, it's the same thing for the cop. I've been to a domestic where the girl got beat up in the house, and when I got there to arrest the guy to do it, she jumped on my back and started hitting me because she didn't want me to arrest him. See, this is what I'm saying. I've been off duty and I seen a pregnant girl get smacked. When I got out the car to help her, she told me, what am I doing? What am I doing? This is the sketchy stuff about domestic. Because guess what? Right now, you don't love each other. Right now, you hate each other. But tomorrow, or 10 minutes later, or 15 minutes later, y'all in love again. And now y'all both have a mutual disrespect for the cop, or a mutual dislike for the cop. Now y'all on teams, and y'all only enemy now is the police. So this is why it's hard for us to say, oh, let us lock them up. Because guess what? What's going to happen is, we call it love court, not 906 in the CJC. You go there as court, and 75, 80% of the people don't show up. The complainants don't show up to court. Because you go there, you lock the person up right away, and they take it to court. When they get to court, the complainant never shows up because
So what
they're
becomes difficult is to not let the 75%
Right.
follow what you're going to do with the 25%.
But this is why they tell them to go to 1501, because you
That's
help
right.
us help
That's
you.
right.
You show us that you want something done. This is you showing me, all right, I want something done. So the person that want to go to 1501, I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to make sure it's done. Most people, or a lot of people say, I don't need 1501. Y'all going to help me. I can't help you unless you help me help you.
So it's a lot like complaints against the police. You got to take some action.
Yeah.
If something's going to get done. Right here.
I had a question for y'all before I leave. I wrote down, how does race factor into how y'all interact with other people outside?
For me, it don't. But for me, being from...
Did everybody get a question?
So the reason why I asked this question was because so many black people, not being racist because I'm not racist, but so many black people are dead because of other cops that's being so racist. So
I'm gonna be honest. Race plays a major role in my policing. The unit I'm in, they call it targeted patrol. crimes in certain areas happen, and the information we get for crimes that are happening are black or Hispanic males. Y'all live in this community. Y'all know who's shooting people, who's robbing people. So if I see a group of white males walking down the street, and I see a group of black males walking down the street, as long as either one of them aren't doing anything, I'm not going to do anything. But if I come in an area and a shooting happened, and they say a male wearing a gray t-shirt and tan shorts on, and I see a white male walking down there with that, and a black male walking down there with that, 9 times out of 10, that information I'm going to get is it's going to be a black male. So, I mean, race is huge in identifying people. So, I mean, it once again, it's not.
But
It's not
let's
crazy,
clarify,
it's the reality.
and just to help you with the explanation, it's pursuant to the call that you received.
Absolutely.
It's not based on an assumption that you're making when you arrive on the scene. Sweet. All right.
I work in a predominantly black neighborhood, so all I see all day is black people. So therefore, it's hard for me to stop a white person in a black neighborhood. Everywhere I go is black people. Like I worked with a white cop one time, and we pulled over a guy. I'm not on the driver's side; he's on the driver's side. I approach from the passenger side, but I'm like in the back. They don't see me, so he asks like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" So the lady like, "Because I'm black." How is that in a predominantly black neighborhood? He will be pulling over people all day, every day, if he pulled you over because you were black. And a lot of people think and assume because he's white and I'm black, oh, he pulled me over because I'm black. That's not always the case. Listen, maybe you did, and what I see a lot is if I pulled you over for a brake light, you gonna sit here and argue with me on a car stop and you already wrong? You see what I'm saying? People do that all the time. And it's like, I'm gonna argue with you and I'm already wrong. Because guess what? I can still get you a ticket for the brake light. You make it seem more personal. And that's how we get the, oh, is race involved?
So we're gonna do some breakout sessions, right? Okay, so we're gonna have an opportunity to continue to discuss some of the issues that have been raised during this session right after this. But I do want to give, would it be okay to cover that then?
I just wanted to call something out from a neutral perspective if I can, as neutral as I can be. Can I just say it real quick? That I think a lot of and I see a lot of cross arms and like frustrations on both sides, because I think from law enforcement's perspective, it's like, I want y'all to believe that our hearts are good and that when there are bad situations, we don't rock with that. On this side, it's like, I'm not that person that you're looking to go after. The hard part is that the national media reinforces that the people have no power against the police. Anytime someone gets offed for an unarmed killing, it says to us that we do not have the power to actually hold people accountable. So just from our perspective, like, that's hard. We have conversations with our young people every day and they're like, I'm not pressing charges, I'm not going to law enforcement because nothing's going to happen. So just understand from this perspective that there's years to work back from of experience, of pain, of heartache that I think y'all get, but it makes the divide even larger.
And you know what? That's the media. I think I neglected to tell you guys that I was a prosecutor in this city for 28 years. And the fact of the matter is that we prosecuted police officers all the time. Some got off, but a lot didn't. Internal Affairs actually administers internal discipline. And so cops, get demoted, they lose time. Stuff does happen as a result of the reports that you make. The media doesn't publicize that, but it does happen. So please, don't believe that your report will go ignored. All right, hold up. Gotta move on. So you guys are gonna have an opportunity. You'll have an opportunity to continue the discussion, but let me do this. You got something you gotta do, Shani?
Real quick, just because I hear some just listening, and I hear some of them from the back, and I don't want them to go into the breakouts thinking that their points aren't being heard. We're all here, like they said, we're not here to defend. The truth is there's some racist cops. The truth is there's some bad cops. No one is saying that that's not true. When I hear some of the officers up there trying to give you their perspective of what they do, and I hear some of you guys saying, but that's you. We know you're a good cop. We've heard that. But all they can really do is speak for themselves, and what they're trying to say is, Don't stereotype us for some of the bad seeds, just like we're not gonna do to you. So go into it with an open mind. I understand that it's hard. The media portrays it. The truth is, you might have seen it in your neighborhood, some bad cops. We can't change that. We can do our best.
All right, that's a great way to go into the next session, because I want to give you guys an opportunity to show the police how it should be done. You know, one of the really important opportunities that this presents is for you to express, you know, some concerns about, you know, what it is that happened to you, and as a result of what you've seen or what you've experienced, hopefully you can teach these officers a better way to approach situations. So let me get all the police officers in the room